So I've spent the last number of hours talking to individual viewers, discussing their different issues. I had an IT director, and we were talking about how to upskill his employees. Had somebody who does, systems or whatever, trying to explain how to get into like the IoT, rapid manufacturing world. I had a chemist, and he loves programming, so we were discussing. How to use the vertical of chemistry and programming together to try to move his career forward. And we had an app developer, and we are talking about how to create an app for his particular group of folks and talk about the business decisions and all that kind of stuff. And it was a good day. And it was a good day. Out of five, we had five RSVPs for today, and only one didn't show up. And that person actually apologized because they fucked up. Um, Time zones. They fessed up to their fucking up time zones, and then they said, "I understand. I'll be punished." Yes, you will. And we moved on. So it was a pretty good day. So my brain is pretty cooked. My brain is pretty cooked. So we can talk about today's subject, and hopefully I won't scream too much because I'm too tired to scream. Again, people say, Eli, are you a stoic? Again, everybody has to have an identity anymore. Are you a stoic? Are you this? Are you that? And as I tell the young boys out there, man, I'm just tired. I got work to do. Woke up this morning. I did my 6 mile run. I had to do some stuff. I had to finish cleaning out the storage area that used to contain all the stuff for my classroom. All of my classroom stuff is now gone. Then I went into a folder for to a half a day talking to all the individual people. And now I'm sitting here talking to you folks. I'm tired. I'm tired. And that's a good thing. I thought that's what manhood was about back in the day. That was the whole deal back in the day, right? It's not anti-video games, it's not anti-TV or anti-beer or even anti-porn or any of that kind of stuff. But the idea is you go out there and you do a good day. You do a good day of work and you get done and you're tired. And then you crack a beer and watch a football game or play Assassin's Creed or whatever else, right? Young people nowadays just want to skip all that getting tired part. It's like, do you know how hard my life is? I had to watch Netflix today. I binge watched a Netflix show. I'm exhausted. Okay. Well, there you go. Anyways, as far as the meetings and all that, if you don't know, my pride and joy, what I really care about is Silicon Dojo. SiliconDojo.com. We have an upcoming teacher question and answer session on Zoom. That's coming up on Friday. You can sign up for that there. We have old classes and sessions here. We have our self-study series here. And we have tech coaching, 30 minutes I offer there. And that's what I do. And that's what I was talking about. But now we just got to get to the stupidity. What the hell? I just don't understand. I'm going to tell my wife when I die, what should be engraved in my gravestone for all times is I just do not understand. Because wasn't that the thing with Trump? Wasn't that the thing with Trump? Like ending forever wars, getting out of the debacle of the Middle East. I'll admit it. America doesn't know what to do with the Middle East. Nor do I think we should know what to do with the Middle East. Again, I remember back in like 2008, 2009, without question, a gay marriage, when gay marriage was still a question. People would ask me, Eli, what's your view on gay marriage? And I would look at them and I'd say, I'm not gay. I don't really see why I get a vote in this particular issue. That's kind of what I feel like with the Middle East. It's all bat crap crazy. They all be bat crap crazy. And here's the thing. Here's what I want. Here's what I want. I want the United States the hell out of the Middle East. And I thought that's what we were voting for with Trump, right? We're getting out of NATO. Yeah, NATO. I have far more affinity for Europe than I do the Middle East. I at least know what the hell's going on in Europe. I really don't know a lot about the Middle East, right? A lot of us are from Europe. We have long histories with Europe. We fought 2 world wars in Europe. I guess we did in the Middle East too, but right? But Like we're getting out of NATO, and I believe in getting out of NATO, right? The Warsaw Pact fell, the Soviet bloc fell. NATO should have been dead in 1995, or on the way out, maybe given it till 2000. Anyways, at this point, I should be talking to young adults about this thing that was called NATO that no longer exists. Again, not we should have a military treaty with whatever the hell Europe creates. It can be the European military goat fuck. we have a treaty with the European military goat fuck that if they are about to be completely and utterly conquered, we'll drink a cup of coffee and think about what we'll do. We put out this hard guarantee that if it looks like Europe is about to be overrun, we'll sit down and have a cup of coffee and think that over a little bit. But anyways, right? I thought we were supposed to be getting out of NATO. And that was the thing. Trump during the first presidency, his first president, get out of NATO. And I agree, NATO should go away. Europe should figure it the fuck out. Europe should figure it the fuck out. Ugh. Anyways, again, like this whole thing with Taiwan, you know, they have this recently. Like, where is World War III going to start with the United States? Will it start in Ukraine? Will it start in the Middle East? Will it start in Taiwan? Realize how fucked up this is. The people say, where will World War III start for the United States? And it's 3 places, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of miles away from any of our borders. Why in God's name would World War III for the United States start in Taiwan? Do I think we should support Taiwan? Yes. We should sell them every goddamn weapon they want to buy. We should train the fuck out of their sailors and soldiers and air people. Do I want to go over there and die for them? No. Do I want the young people in my family to die for them? No. They can use the weapons they buy from us to figure the fuck out. Again, NATO, right? Europe wants to play tiddlywinks with Russia. God bless, you play tiddlywinks with Russia. We will sell you all the weapons you want to play tiddlywinks with. Again, Middle East, why are we going to get into World War III in the Middle East? Do I give a fuck about the Middle East? Any of it? None. So anyways, we're told that by Trump. End the forever wars. End this whole thing. Get out of NATO, right? Taiwan can do what it wants to do. And, of course, become more embedded in Israel. Right? Didn't we learn that? I mean, like again, we had Iraq. We had the war in Iraq. Again, the interesting thing to think about, nobody talks about the war in Iraq. Again, years after Vietnam was over. I knew people that could argue both sides of Vietnam. Again, the side for Vietnam was ugly as shit. It was not a happy argument. But I hate to say it was reasonable. There was reason to it. There was reason for it. There was a lot of reason against the war in Vietnam. There actually was some fucking real politic for the war in Vietnam. But there were arguments, like well into my adulthood about Vietnam. You realize nobody says boo about Iraq. We went into Iraq, 1 million Iraqis died somehow. And now Iran has more power in Iraq. Wonder how that happened. Anyways, and I thought we learned. Yeah, that was probably not the greatest idea. And again, we're going to Afghanistan, the longest war in American history. And the Taliban whooped our ass. That's a hell of a thing. So anyways, I thought that's why we were getting Trump in. We're getting Trump in, right? Basically, we were pushing on all of these different people so hard that it's going to come to a breaking point that's going to get us into World War III that Americans don't actually want. And so Trump was trying to pull us back from the brink. Again, right? I mean, whether you voted for Trump or you voted against Trump, I do feel like that was part of the argument. But anyways, then what happens? The president comes into office. There's a siren song. It's the siren song of Israel. But I didn't realize how beautiful it was. And so, yeah, now it's only going to get stupider. So from the BBC, Trump says, no right of return for Palestinians under Gaza plan. So after we provided munitions to Israel to flatten Gaza, and after people warned that basically this was a precursor for the forced displacement of the Gazans, then Trump comes in all of a sudden and says, hey, U.S. should take ownership of this. What? No. How about no? That's anti-Semitic. No, it's not. No, it's that's why I find it funny. I get these Israelis that come onto these videos. They'll leave comments. Well, Eli, what should be done then? Dude, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. You created a god awful shit show. A god fucking awful shit show. You fuckers did that. And then you're like, well, now you got to keep funding us for eternity. No, we don't. I'm not even anti-Israel. I just don't want to support Israel. Not another dime, not another bullet, not another bomb, not another warplane. I don't want a goddamn thing to go to. I'm not saying we should bomb Israel. Have you ever heard me say we should bomb Israel? I am not saying we should attack Israel. I'm just saying we should walk the fuck away. Hey, you know what we did in Iraq? Let's do that in Israel. Be like, oops, bye. Can we do that? Anyways, it's funny. I get that from the Israelis. Well, what's your plan then? To walk the fuck away. I'm an American. I'm a motherfucking American. I don't give two shits. I just want to stop my tax money from continuing the insanity over there. But anyway, there's a siren song of Israel. I don't know. It's like the presidents get into the White House, and they just hear this, whoa, 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 and then they look out the window, and they see like Israel in this beautiful summer dress, blowing in the wind. And oh, I didn't realize how beautiful she was. Is that what the fuck happens? Like, what the fuck? No! Oh my God. So anyways. Yeah, so Trump has this whole plan. Gonna displace the Palestinians from the West Bank and move them to Egypt and move them to Jordan and move them to, I don't know, Norway or some shit, Ireland. That's what I love with Israel too. Oh, you don't want us to displace them? Well, then you need to take them. It's like, what? Ireland's like, hey, don't forcibly displace people. It's like, oh yeah, well, if you don't take the people we're forcibly displacing, you're a hypocrite. Like, what the fuck? Dear Israel, this is what happens when you pick the lowest bidder for your metropolitan water systems. You get lead pipes. That's the only thing that I can figure. I've known Jews all my adult life. Fine folks. Fine motherfucking fine. Again, some weird ones out there. All groups. There are weird ones. Jews can be racist too. It's an interesting thing to deal with. Again, there's nothing more curious than having a name called Eli. And then, as I've said, racists are stupid, no matter what their ethnicity is. And it's always interesting to deal with Jewish racists when they realize I'm not one of them. But anyways, that's a story for its own time. But I'll say, by and large, Jews, Israeli, fine people. They come to the United States. They smell our fresh air. They drink our clean water. And they're fine folks. Again, there's got to be something in the water over there, because, anyways. And Trump drank it. Netanyahu came over like whole cases, fresh Israeli water. Trump is drinking that shit. So yeah, anyways. So they want to forcibly displace the Palestinians, diaspora, because that's not going to go poorly. Dear Israelis, have you really thought through any of this? Have you really thought through any of this? You're going to forcibly displace 2 million people after you slaughter 50,000 of them and destroy their society. And you think that's all going to just work out well? You've got 9 million people You're surrounded by 250 million people that don't particularly like you. You're going to send 2 million people to be the spokesperson for the insanity that just happened. Have you really thought through this? I'm not sure what the plan is, but I don't fucking think that should be the plan. But anyways, and if you do it, whatever. Keep America out of it. Keep America out of your mouth. Blah. So, anyways, Trump says no right of return for Palestinians under Gaza plan. U.S. President Donald Trump has said 2 million Palestinians who would be resettled in neighboring countries under his plan to take over and rebuild the Gaza Strip would have no right of return. Quote, no, they wouldn't because they're going to have much better housing, he told Fox News. I'm talking about building a permanent place for them. So, again, no. You're destroying USAID. You're trying to destroy the EPA. You're destroying the Consumer Protection Bureau. You're like, can we build in the U.S.? You know what we need in the U.S.? Hospitals. America First. I remember this thing. You may have heard it from a politician called America First. Yeah, can we build more housing here and have more hospitals here and deal with our infrastructure? No, no, we're gonna build houses in the Middle East because America first. Israel is ground floor, and then America is first floor. We're always first, right after Israel. Apparently, I can't. A clip of the interview was released a day after Trump said he was, quote, committed to buying and owning Gaza despite global condemnation. The Palestinian Authority, an armed group Hamas, whose 16-month war with Israel has caused widespread devastation in Gaza, reiterated that Palestinian land was not for sale. Yeah, these people are fighting for their birthright. They're fighting for their land. They're fighting for their land. But hey, Trump is the art of the deal, I suppose. But Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu praised Trump's proposal as revolutionary and creative. Oh, that's so revolutionary. What if you bombed the shit out of a population, forcibly displaced them, and then gave them no right of return? Revolutionary. Yeah. The UN has warned that any forced displacement of civilians from occupied territory is strictly prohibited under international law and, quote, tantamount to ethnic cleansing. Yeah, that's pretty right. Again, genocide. Genocide's a weird word. Ethnic cleansing. Again, it is ethnically cleansing the land of the Palestinians. So, the followers of Mickey Mouse can take it over. Let's see here. More than 48,200 people have been killed in Gaza, according to the territory's Hamas-run health ministry. Most of Gaza's population has also been displaced multiple times. Almost 70% of the buildings are estimated to be damaged or destroyed. The healthcare, water, sanitation, and hygiene systems have collapsed, and there are shortages of food, fuel, medicine, and shelter. In his interview with Fox News, Brett Breyer, Trump proposed to build, quote, beautiful communities for the Palestinians of Gaza. Wow. Quote, could be five, it could be five, six, could be two, but we'll build safe community. We'll build. Why are we building shit? A little bit away from where they are, where all the danger is. In the meantime, I would own this, he said. Think of it as a real estate development for the future. It would be a beautiful piece of land, no big money spent. He then explained that the Palestinians would have no right of return to Gaza because their lives would be much better elsewhere, contradicting Secretary Marco Rubio and White House press secretary who told reporters last week that relocations would be temporary. Quote, if they have to return now, it'll be years before you could ever. It's not habitable, Trump said. Quote, I'm talking about starting to build, and I think I could make a deal with Jordan. I think I could make a deal with Egypt. We give them billions and billions of dollars a year. Egypt and Jordan leaders have rejected both Trump's plan and his previous request to take refugees from Gaza. Yeah. On Sunday, Trump doubled down on his takeover plan. Quote, I'm committed to buying and owning Gaza, he told reporters on board Air Force One, without explaining who he would buy the territory from and how the U.S. would own it. Quote, as far as us rebuilding it, we may give it to other states in the Middle East to build sections of it. Other people may do it through our auspices, but we're committed to owning it, taking it, and making sure that Hamas doesn't move back. Trump said people from all over the world would be able to move to Gaza and that Palestinians would not want to go back there. They only go back because they have no alternative. Israel's prime minister praised Trump's proposal at a cabinet meeting in Jerusalem on Sunday. For a full year, we have been told that on the day after the PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization, the Palestinian Authority, needs to be in the Strip, Netanyahu said. President Trump came with a completely different vision, much better for the state of Israel. A revolutionary and creative vision, which we're discussing. He is very determined to carry it out. This also opens many possibilities before us. Anyways, I don't. This is the insanity that we're in for over the next less than 4 years in this point. 3 years and 48 weeks, motherfuckers. 48 weeks to go. And again, why I talk about this thing in the Daily Blob is this is the kind of geopolitical chaos that Trump is creating that I am very concerned about for the United States as an American. Do I believe Americans support this? No way in fuck. No way in fuck do I think most Americans support this complete and utter horseshit. But the problem is, it is what our government is doing or trying to do. At the exact same time, they're trying to do so much other horse crap. And again, when I talk about things like branding, right, countries are brands. One of the most valuable things about the United States is our brand, right? The reason that Israel will fail at the end of the day, and it's just a practical matter, Israel is going to fail at the end of the day. And the reason is because they can't convert enough people fast enough, right? If they're trying to create their own little empire, the fact of the matter is they cannot actually take over the Middle East because in order to become Jewish, there's a whole rigmarole that you have to go through, and most of humanity doesn't actually want to be Jewish. Is the reality of it, right? The nice thing about America and the reason that our, soft power has so succeeded is we've got fucking Budweiser, Coca-Cola, porn, pizza, video games, and good old-fashioned internet trolling, right? The world likes all of that. You might like some of it more than others, but the fact of the matter is it's really easy to export the soft power of hamburger, motorcycle, and sexy girl. That's what a lot of the world wants, right? And so they buy Coca-Colas and they buy Harley Davidsons and they buy the American horse crap because it's that aspirational horse. There's nothing better, no better kind of horse crap than aspirational horse crap, and they buy that shit by the bucket load. But here's the thing, right? When America becomes this bat crap stupid for year upon year, decade upon decade, the real question is when does that soft power fail? When does brand America become the next fucking Bud Light? Right? I was just looking at that. Bud Light. So Bud Light had that Mulvaney. Anyways, it was like a year or two ago. Bud Light decided that one of their ambassadors was going to be that trans guy. Right? Remember, there's the guy, he dresses up like a girl and then acts as like the worst stereotype of a woman. It's like woman face. It's bizarre to see. Like, I feel like if I put black stuff on my face and then made a caricature of black people the way he makes a caricature of women, I think I might get my ass literally fucking handed to me. Right? But it is like you see it. And anyway, however you feel about the trans community or the whole alphabet thing or whatever else, it's weird. And it was weird for Bud Light. It was weird for Bud Light too, because I mean, like when I think Bud Light, I think date rape. I mean, right? That's what Bud Light is for, isn't it? You get the young girls to come in, you give them Bud Lights, You make them prove that they can chug a few, and then the Greek guys do what Greek guys have done for a few thousand years. I thought that's what it was for. I thought it was for old motherfuckers who try to pretend they're young and date rape. I thought that was Bud Light, right? You think about the mascots for Bud Light in the past, and it was frogs, Bud Light, right? There was Dilly Dilly. I wasn't watching TV during the Dilly Dilly days, but I get it. It's bro culture. Bro say Dilly Dilly. Okay. So they had like this whole branding thing. And then they thought, you know what, you know what identity, you know what demographic we should go for? The alphabet community. Why? Who the hell knows? When you have a shit beer whose main qualifications is pretty good for date rape, I'm not sure why you would go for the alphabet community. But anyways, they decided to go for the alphabet community. And that blew up about the way anybody with half a brain would think it would blow up, right? But the curious part is, so it blew up. I don't drink Bud Light. I gotta say this. I've told you my opinion about Bud Light. Miller Lite now. Miller Lite. That's a different story. MGD 64. Oh, I have some memories of MGD 64. Don't worry, MGD 64 can't be used as a date rape. Can barely be used to get you drunk. Don't worry, you will be at the urinal pissing it out about as fast as you can drink it down. That's what I like about it. Anyways, I didn't drink Bud Light before. I didn't drink Bud Light after. But the curious thing is, it's come out that apparently Bud Light sales are still down like 25%. Because the shocking thing is, in the modern world, when you have a really, really shitty beer that damn near anything is better than, and when you decide to give a middle finger basically to the target demographic you've been going after for like 5 decades, then people decide to drink something else. Because again, you sit down. What do you have? Bud Light. Anything else? Coors Light. I'll take that. What do you have? Bud Light. Anything else? Miller Light. I'll take that. What do you have? Bud Light. What else? Anything else? Piss water. I'll take the piss water. Anyways, right? And so it's interesting. The Dylan Mulvaney thing, whatever. It is what it is. It was good for some clickbait. I didn't really think it would be that fucking significant at the end of the day. But apparently they're still down 25%. And that's just by having a trans ambassador for a brand that used to brand itself based off of Dilly Dilly. So what do you think on a geopolitical scale? What do you think on a nation state scale when the rest of the world cannot physically stomach brand America? When they look and they're like, I'm looking to buy a car. What cars you got? They say Ford. Anything else? Honda. I'll buy Honda. What do you got? Ford. Anything else? Hyundai. I'll take a Hyundai. What do you got? Ford. Anything else? Horse and buggy. Well, it is more ecological. Give me the goddamn horse and buggy. It may be slow, but I can look myself in the mirror at the end of the day if I buy a horse and buggy, right? That is my concern on the global scale, because we do still export a lot. We export a shit ton. Again, there's a whole global trade imbalance. But one of the weird things with the whole trade imbalance numbers, and this has come up quite a bit, it is questionable how well those numbers are actually defined. So a lot of the trade imbalance basically is measured off of off of goods, right? Cars, planes, even licenses to software, that type of thing. But there's a lot of other stuff out there that we provide to other countries that basically kind of weirdly goes under the radar. Again, things like consulting services, things like legal services, things like tax services for other countries, HR services. And so that was one of the arguments too with this whole trade imbalance, is like we buy more of I don't know, widgets, smartphones or whatever from China, but that leads to more business to PricewaterhouseCooper and Accenture and those kinds of companies. And the issue is their transactions are not tracked the same way. So there is actually a question about what the trade imbalance actually looks like. But the curious thing is, again, you start thinking about this again with the consulting firms, the legal firms, and all these other things that we sell, again, movies and the rest of it, is what happens when the rest of the countries just don't have a stomach for it. Again, do you want to see Captain America right now? If you're not in America, well, even if you are in America, do you want to see Captain? Nobody wants to see Captain America. Anyways, if you're not in America right now, how much do you want to see a movie about truth, justice, and the American way? Do you really want to plunk down a lot of money to see that? Hell, I'm American. I don't even want to plunk a lot of money down to see that, right? And that's a real thing, right? Again, you look at things like movies, Hollywood movies. You know, $1 billion, $2 billion, $50. I don't know, whatever Captain America gets in. Like, it's a real concern here when we start doing this type of damage to our brand. And again, pulling out of the Paris Climate Treaty, pulling this crap in Gaza, doing the tariffs, right? You know, 25% tariffs against Canada until they go away, 25% tariffs against Mexico until they go away, but they might be back in a month. If Canadians don't fucking bend the knee to Trump, he will spank them. Like, I'm not Canadian, but I can tell you as an American, I would not take that very kindly. Right, again, we put the tariffs on China. We're about to put 25% tariffs on steel imports, 25% on steel and aluminum. They're talking about, you know, putting tariffs on Europe. You know, Trump has talked about sending our military in to take over Greenland, sending our military in to take over Panama. What the fuck does this say about brand America on the world stage? Not only does it say we're batshit fucking crazy at this point and can't be trusted for a good goddamn thing, but again, think about the visceral reaction to that. Beyond just the god-awful policies. Beyond the god-awful policies. Oh. So anyways. Yeah. So we're gonna build cities for God. Again, it's 2 million people. So basically Trump is saying we are going to build cities for Gazans that are so nice that they're not gonna want to go back to Gaza. 2 million Gazans. And yet we still have a housing crisis here, and a healthcare crisis, and an education crisis. You know what I'd like to see out of an America First policy? America. That'd be lovely. That would be ever so lovely. So anyways, there we go. This is Eli. So you've seen me. You've seen Eli in the morning before he's done work and how he deals with things. And now you see Eli in the evening after he's done a day of work and how he deals with things. I'm calmer just because I'm more tired. Seriously, what the fuck? Is there anybody out there other than the Israelis that agrees with this batshit crazy concept? Why are we getting in the middle of any of this? Anyways, I'm gonna go have some dinner now. I'm gonna go have some dinner. Put your thoughts down below. Put your thoughts down below. Again, all I can do is push the ball forward. You know, if you're in Palestine, if you're a Palestinian right now in Palestine, or not Palestine, we should call it Palestine, in Palestine. If you're a Palestinian in Palestine, let's motherfucking start calling it Palestine again. If you are in Palestine and you're getting the ever-loving shit whipped out of you, using the weapons that my country has supplied to our ally, I can't fucking do a goddamn thing about it. But you know what I can do? When people call into my little sessions, I can sit there for 30 minutes. I can listen to their problems. Their tech problems. And I can try to give them reasonable solutions as somebody that's done this shit for 30 years. That is what I can do. Tomorrow, I'm going to start filming the sequel classes, right? Structured query language. Can I help the Palestinians? No. But hell, if you're a Palestinian in Palestine and you want to be able to build a little content management system so you can track the devastation that the Israelis are raining down in your heads, I will teach you SQL. And as long as you have an internet connection, which is weird, not weird, very weird. Have you ever noticed how weird it is that fucking war zones nowadays have high speed internet? Fucking bizarre. But anyways, true. Weird world that it is. You know what? I can teach you SQL and everybody else SQL too. All right, again, if you come to the Zoom session, we're gonna have a question and answer session on Friday. Right, again, that was the thing. Like years ago, again with the Syrian civil war, it was so weird. Literally, one of the comments coming in on the stream is, Eli, I'm in Syria. All of my professors, all of my good professors have fled for their lives. And all we have left are really bad professors. What do I do? That's a real lived experience for me, right? Yeah, I can sit there and I can listen to you and I can try to give you advice. I can try to make the world a little bit better in the sphere that I encompass. And that's all I can do. And so, anyways, that's what I'd say for any of the folks out there that are watching all this going like, what? I don't even understand what this is. Oh, I miss the days over arguments about gay marriage. Like, I don't know. I don't think it made sense. You know, if I squinted, maybe it makes sense. Can we go back to arguing about gay marriage? I mean, I'm not gay, so I guess that's probably a little slanted in my opinion. Oh, it seemed like much easier days. Anywho, see y'all later.